Hey, y'all, and welcome to This How It Ends podcast. I'm Nell.
I'm so.
All right, and we're going to get into it today. We have some interesting topics for you. Now, Soph, you don't really know what I'm going to talk about, so this should be a little bit interesting. One part.
We're always surprised.
Yes.
You're bad.
Yes, y'all. So there's so much to talk about. It's a little bit hard to kind of pinpoint. And so what I choose may be a little bit random, but here we go, right? For our normal-ish, all right? Grammy So Black. Did you watch the Grammys? So
I don't really watch. I don't watch Grammys, Emmys, any of that. I don't even get the fillers or the next day after because I'm not on anything to see it.
Okay. That's why I'm here.
I know.
I still care about this stuff and I shouldn't, but here we are. So I didn't watch the Grammys either. I don't really watch award shows like that anymore. However, this Grammys was interesting, and maybe because it was Black History Month, I don't know. But we had a lot of people winning awards, right? First of all, congratulations to Beyoncé for winning for Cowboy Carter as Album of the Year and Best Country Album. So first, she's like the first Black woman to ever win for Best Country Album. And then for Album of the Year, she's the first woman since like 1999. No, first Black woman. 1999, Lauryn Hill. I think. I'm saying this off the top of my head, but I think that's true. So
I thought she was always bumped out of Album of the Year to.
Yeah, so that's why it means it's historical on so many different levels, whatever. So congratulations to Beyonce. However, I hate to be that person because I don't want to be the thief of joy.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we gotta stop pining for acceptance from certain people, okay? Cowboy Carter, yes, was an awesome album, very educational, and if you listen to it all together, like it's a really dope album. Mm-hmm. However, she has put out other works that clearly deserved it. And there's other things going to who she was up against or whatever. But to give her this Grammy for Cowboy Carter, I just think like, here, girl, just take it. Like, we don't want to hear you, just take it. Like when a guy gives you a shut up ring, that's what it reminds me of.
Oh my God.
And so it's almost again like Denzel Washington winning for Training Day when Malcolm X, like,
I thought that too, or Halle Berry when she won for that Monsters Ball,
when she should have won for introducing Dorothy Dandridge. Like,
yeah. and it's almost intentional, like they tell you, like, we're giving this to you. Like,
yeah.
I agree. Like, it's like you keep chasing these, and it's just, is it really worth it?
Yeah, I think Beyonce was genuinely shocked. There's memes of her reaction. She was like that, Yeah, I've had that look, Beyonce, when I'm sleepy at my gate at the airport and I think they're calling for boarding and I thought the plane has left me. I've had that look like, what? So I totally understand the shock, but if Beyonce was a revolutionary, she would have been like, F your Grammys. Like, you're Beyonce. It really shouldn't matter at this point. She's been robbed several times over. So
that stuff is I think it's very political. Like,
very much so. Very much so. So among Beyonce, also King Petty Gemini, Kendrick Lamar won 5 Grammys. Now, let me tell you how petty this man is, all right? Because I was looking at this on Instagram, and I thought I was the only one, right? So they're playing They Not Like Us as he's coming up, right? And so he's taking his time going up to the stage, right? He's walking real slow, just dapping all these people, whatever. He's timing it. So by the time he got to, I guess, the podium or whatever, when he got it, it would say A minor. And then everyone at the Grammys was like, A minor. What was Drake doing at the house?
Yo, this man is so, like, the way his mind works. Oh my God. He won for just for hating Drake.
Yo, you could have a whole college course on Kendrick Lamar's hate. It's just so beautiful. I know, so if you're not into hip hop, I know that. And this is like when the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef. If you have the time, really listen to it. As a writer, really listen to it because it hurts your own feelings. Like, you don't want to side with Drake, but at the same time, just like, you asked for it, sir. This is what you get. But it's like, Drake was winning the war. No, the battle, but Kendrick was winning the war.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there should be a whole study on this. Not to mess with Geminis. Geminis are crazy as hell. All of them. Each and every last one of them. And it's in my chart too, so there you go. Wow. All right. Also, Doechii won, which was... her music is dope, so shout outs to her. Money Long won for best R&B performance, and SZA took home best R&B song for Saturn. Chris Brown won something. We're not gonna talk about him. And Thames earned best African music performance, and CeCe Winans won. Like, just, we were out here winning. I think it's a little suspect that all of us are winning like this.
Yeah, but they say Doechii won. She was the third female to win best rap
album, I think.
Yeah, there's been a lot of female rappers and there's been good female rappers that we only have 3.
Yeah, another good one won too. I like her, Rhapsody. Her music is dope. Mm-hmm. And she won that night too.
Mm. On the topic of music, so fill me in on this whole, I don't know what else you have to talk about, but fill me in on this whole Bruno Mars. Do you know what's going on with, you made a song with
Sexy Red?
Yeah, it sounded really wrong. I mean, it was just...
Okay, I don't... See, so I'm trying to be on the up and up. It might change the dynamic of things. I'm really trying hard not to be low vibrational. And so I heard it. I heard clips of it and I was like, is this AI? Like, what is this? And then it's a real song, and I didn't look any further because I'm not understanding this pairing. Bruno Mars, you are Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
He owes the record labels a lot of money, apparently. And that's why.
Yes, you do what you got to do, but you're actually talented. I'm convinced everyone in the music industry has to sell their soul. They have made contracts with the devil.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes sense. It's not on brand at all. Even his little song with Cardi B, okay, cool. At least Cardi B looks bathed. Like,
at least she looks bathed.
Yes, but she's an awful person too. So yeah.
I know. I was just like, oh my goodness, because I'm like, Bruno Mars, doo-wop and hooligans. Oh my god, I love his like albums. He makes good
music that everyone.
The album he had with Silk Sonic.
Yes.
That album. The best song on there is like, this bit got me dangerous.
Yes, look. He's just too talented for this. I'm just not understanding what is going on. He must really need to make some money. In the words of Sexy Red, shake that ass. Shake that ass. He's shaking his musical ass right now. This is awful.
Oh my God.
Have some dignity, Bruno. Have some dignity. All right. So yeah, shout outs to the Grammys being so Black this year. All right. I like to call this the biggest L. I'm not sure how this came on my timeline. Maybe you've heard of this. So, in October 2024, a 33-year-old American citizen, Onija Andrew Robinson, traveled to Karachi, Pakistan to meet a 19-year-old Nadal Ahmed Menon, whom she had met online. So 33, 19, she's in the States and she's seeing this guy in Pakistan, right? And he's 19. Upon her arrival, Menon's family objected to their relationship, leading to a dissolution. Subsequently, Robinson found herself stranded in Karachi with an expired visa and limited resources. Efforts were made by local authorities and non-governmental organizations to assist Robinson in returning to the United States. However, she declined to board her scheduled flight, expressing a desire to remain in Pakistan. Reports indicate that she demanded $3,000 per week and sought Pakistani citizenship. Robinson's situation garnered significant media attention, highlighting the complexities and potential risks associated with international relationships initiated online.
I'm sorry. So she did not. They got her on a flight. She did not board her flight and demanded to not only stay but receive citizenship and $3,000 in Pakistani money. I love how bold we are. Oh, remember that story where it was that wedding and was it in Indiana? Like this couple got married in this restaurant. Mm-hmm. They did not book it for a wedding. So they just had their wedding. They just told people. So people started coming, and the waiters are like, "Yo, what is happening?" Whole ceremony, and then bounced. Oh my
goodness! I was very confused because I saw I don't know if it's like press conferences that's happening in Pakistan behind this. Hey, this is a really big L, from beginning to end. This is
how do you travel internationally to a country like that treats women like second-class citizens? Where if you're not tied to a man, your life could be in jeopardy.
And her visa now, if she gets help, doesn't want the help. How are you squatting in another country? This is intercontinental squatting. What is this?
Her life must be a hot ass mess.
I don't want to be her friend just for the stories. I just want to hear the stories. I don't want to be a part of the shenanigans, but I definitely want to hear the stories.
And they're always victims too. I bet you she retells that story like she's a victim.
Yeah,
flight out the country. Take it. His family doesn't approve. Just take it.
Why are you going to Pakistan?
Of all places.
Why are you going there? I don't understand. All right. And the last one. So far, Trump has been showing his ass. Okay.
Oh my God. Zone. I really do.
I didn't even know what to choose from. There's been so much. But to kind of tie into what our show is about, Trump and Musk are BFFs, but forever? I'm not sure. So in early 2025, President Trump appointed Elon Musk as a special government employee to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, tasking him with identifying and implementing significant federal spending cuts. Operating as a special government employee allows Musk to maintain his roles at Tesla and SpaceX while engaging in government activities, potentially bypassing certain conflict of interest and financial disclosure regulations.
The chaos, the unlocked, it's just the conflicts of interest is just so insane to me.
But here's the thing. This is why this can be done, because it happened with Trump. Isn't it some kind of I don't know, rule, law, whatever, that once you hold a presidential office, having certain roles in your businesses, you have to relinquish it or whatever? And he didn't do it.
He started a shit coin. What is it? He started his wife started one. And people are so dumb. People are so dumb. They flock to it, they buy it. I'm like,
what for? What is it based on? Oh, girl. I can't. And so now he's hooking his bestie up with the job so that his bestie can do the same thing that he does. What qualifications does this man have to run the Department of Government Efficiency? He can't even run a Twitter.
But now he's like tied to the president, so I'm sure he's gonna leverage the hell out of that. Like the corruption is just like in your face, and I bet you no one cares. Like he's got us so fixated on like, like DEI and like things that it's
literally blaming plane crashes on DEI, which is absolutely insane.
Things are unconscionable. Like I just don't understand. Like you know what? I'm
Look, so that's the whole other conversation, because I'm trying to wrap my head around it too. There's definitely some witchcraftery afoot, deals made with other entities to make this stuff happen, because this don't make any sense.
It doesn't.
So Musk's initiatives have included efforts to dismantle various federal agencies, notably the U.S. Agency for International Development.
USAID.
You said, eh? Which has led to significant disruptions and concerns among government employees. These actions have sparked criticism from Democratic lawmakers who are apprehensive about an unelected billionaire wielding substantial governmental influence without adequate oversight. Y'all didn't see this? You don't need a crystal ball to see this. Y'all didn't see this?
Democrats need to, like, they have no balls. Like,
where your cojones? ¿Dónde están tus cojones?
They're not doing anything. Like, I don't want to think peace. Like, do something. Play dirty if they're playing dirty. Like, I don't even understand them anymore.
Like, this is who thought that voting Trump in office, that things would make sense or things would be fair? Like, this is your life too. You live in this country too. You are not the one person. You are going to be impacted. Look what happened with like all the federal funds and the freezing and not freezing. In response to growing concerns, President Trump has stated that measures are in place to ensure Musk cannot act within the government without the White House's approval. This assertion aims to address apprehensions regarding Musk's expansive role and the potential for overreach.
How much money did Musk give his campaign? I think it must have been a lot.
Like,
because I don't even think he likes the man.
No, he doesn't. Like, how much could you give to give someone this much power over people's lives?
A lot.
How many billions? 10 billion, 20 billion?
A lot of billions, and who knows what else must have happened, but
that's crazy.
Or he knows something too. Like I don't know. Like I don't like they won't be happy till this is like burned to the ground. But a part of me, I think, like, what else is going on behind the scenes that we don't know? Like, there are some things that are so like public, and it seems like it's taken our attention away from other things. Like, because now we're like, everything is ID. Like, that's all. Like, fine, yes, that's what's happening. But like right now, like,
on the grand scheme of things, why are we even talking about DEI? You're absolutely correct. It definitely is a distraction.
Like, we're not going to do Black History Month anymore. We're not doing these months anymore. And that's what we're all just laser focused on that. And we should be focused on that, but there's so much other things we should be, like how this unelected man is in the White House. Like, that's the first thing we should deal with right now.
Like, people aren't scared. Like, sometimes if you don't see certain things, you're removed from it. But my friend who listens to this podcast, shout out to my girl C. Anyway, she was telling me how next door to her, it's some kind of like immigrant shelter situation. And so she was saying how like there were ICE officers there, like right next door. And it's just like, and she showed me a picture and everything, and I was like, wow, like this is real.
Yeah.
And people just voting for this man based off of like vapors and hope and emotion, and now realizing that his policies can affect them. No one, like, Project 2025 is real. It is happening. Yeah. This is insane. I'm actually very scared. And I just don't. It's just a very uncertain future, honestly.
Yeah, and he straight up lied to us. He's like, he doesn't know anything about that. And like, he's following the playbook.
No, he is, like, because literally there's articles about how so far what's happening now is matching up what's in Project 2025. Like, it is happening. Yeah.
Democrats need to figure this stuff out, because guess what? Come election time again, like, no one's gonna want to vote for them.
Nope. There's some bitches. There are some bitches, Democrats. I need them to.
I mean, they say Democrats are the true conservatives. You know, they're actual like the Nancy Pelosi's of the world. Like, they're conservatives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, AOC is a progressive, but they don't want her to have any kind of power.
Yeah. No, they definitely got their foot on her neck.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see. So to end this, it says the evolving relationship between Trump and Musk has raised questions about the balance of power, accountability, and the role of private individuals in public governance. Observers are closely monitoring this dynamic, noting the potential for both significant governmental reforms and constitutional challenges.
Yeah. Although one thing that has always happened, like, there are always unelected individuals making our laws. Like, lawmakers don't make their laws by themselves. Like, there are lobbyist companies that are saying this is what you should say, this is the kind of law you should write. But that stuff is like out in the open now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's plain as day.
It is plain as day. It's almost kind of like an F you to the American people. Like, we could do whatever
it is. It is. It's insulting. It's insulting. You know, we thought, lobbyists, at least there's a process, you know, even they have an agenda. But this is just, Trump just skips all processes. He does what he wants. He can incite a riot on the Capitol. He does what he wants. And you think someone that has the capability to do what they want is going to be responsible? What secrets does he have? Everything bounces off of this man.
He doesn't. It's a cult. This is a cult.
Look, so even in Chat GPT, okay, when I was trying to look for just so far Trump's policies and what he's instituting, you know, what that's going on or whatever, I was trying to find a summary of it, and it wouldn't give me like a real summary. It was just kind of like, you know, based off of his stuff from before. Like, I was like, is Chat GPT trying to like think I'm stupid that you can't find what I'm asking about for Trump? It was just weird. The responses seemed like they didn't know what was going on, whoever they is.
No, like, I mean, you had Bezos at his inauguration. You had that creepy guy from Facebook, Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
They call him a reptilian. But like, these tech bros, like, I think they're in his pocket, or he's in there. Like there's a lot of filtering that is happening that we don't know about. Somebody was saying, like, the internet of today versus the internet in like 2013. There's like so much stuff that's been pulled and like removed. Like, if you do a search, what you get is so much more limited than what you would have gotten like 10 years ago.
Yep. That is
pulling all of
I was imagining things. I was like, what?
And the same sites are giving you the same things. It could be Safari or, you know, Firefox. Like, they're scrubbing the internet. Like, they're really, they're limiting what it is that you can see.
Yep.
You know, so I don't put anything beyond them. I think they're all they're all rich men. Like, they're all rich men who want to make more money. You know?
Yeah.
Like, capital, in order for capital to succeed, it needs to grow constantly. So.
Yeah.
Like you could have $1 billion, it doesn't matter. Like you need to figure out how to make that billion into like 3 billions. It's why these companies are always like cutting costs and like cutting people, because it's like, yeah, we our profit was like 3 billion, but we need like 5 billion next year. Like
It just never ends.
There's no one left to buy your product. Then like it's just
right. The price of eggs, everything is insane. So, and it's just like, how are people supposed to survive?
I don't know.
We're at the whims of these greedy people. And I think it's just even more than just money at this point.
Money and power, but it's really money. Well, money and power go
money, but because, you know, if you have $1 billion, like how many more billions do you need, right? So it's definitely about like power.
You have that billion, but there's so many people who need a cut of that billion, right? If you're a public company, you have your stockholders, you know, you have your boards. Like there's so many people who want a piece of that pie, and they always want more of that pie. So you have to constantly cut it. I'm gonna go on just real quick. So Kroger's they've denied this, but Kroger's allegedly is working on this program. It's like facial recognition, so that when you come into their store, they know who you are. They already have all your data, right? Because you know your data is all out there, and they could price items based on your profile.
No.
So if you're a lawyer, they could be like, "Oh, for this pack of eggs, you can buy, you can pay $2 extra for it, right?" If you're someone who sort of like picks things up without really looking, like they could charge you more money. Like, so Kroger's they're working on this facial recognition program what is it? Dynamic pricing. So the pricing I see may not be the pricing that you see. So it's like.
So if that is so scary.
They've denied it. They said they're not doing that.
They're doing it. They are doing it.
They are doing it. They were already accused. This came in 2019. They were accused of using facial recognition. They were like, no, it's just to prevent theft or something like that. And it wasn't really facial recognition.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're doing this. And where did they get this from? They got this from Amazon, right? Because Amazon, they have those, but people know that. People knowingly know, like when they go into these little Amazon shops.
Yo, I experienced it for the first time.
Yeah, like they know who you are when you walk in. Like, so we willingly tell them, like, this is like, we're okay with this. So
I went to Boston this past weekend. At the hotel, they had like a tiny little store. This was my first time actually doing this, where I don't know what you scan on there, your card, I don't know, whatever. And so then there's no one in the store, whatever. It costs $4 for a small thing of cranberry juice. $4. All right. I said, looky here. We gonna put some water.
Thank you very much.
Put some water and shake up these mixers, okay? One sip per person. 1 sip per person. Okay. And so then I'm very confused because I have my bottles and I'm just like, where do I pay? What do I scan? And I was just able to walk out. I'm like, what? Like, I'm just very confused about how this thing works.
They know who you are. Like, if you walk in, they know what you picked up. It's like we live in a surveillance state. Like, everything is there for it to be eventually like a true. I mean, it is already, right? Like that guy who shot the healthcare CEO. Like they have so many cameras to sort of plot his trajectory of where he went. So it's just wild times, girl. These are wild times.
These are really wild times. It's supposed to be the year of the snake in Chinese zodiacs. That means like shedding old skin and whatnot. So I don't know if this is like all this stuff coming out or not coming out. Is it a shedding to like, maybe it's gonna have to blow up before things get better. I don't know. I'm just
they say Trump is the Antichrist, and
yes, I firmly believe
God doesn't care how people are suffering. What he cares about is when someone imitates him. So that's what he cares about. That's what's gonna trigger this end
This
of world
man,
apocalypse.
the petty things he does, the petty and not so petty, because we're all at the expense of this man's ego, even with the whole TikTok thing, right? Definitely made it seem like he saved the day in terms of extending, I guess, the time before the ban or whatever. The world is on fire. Why do we care about TikTok? But in the same breath, right? TikTok people make that's their bread and butter for some people. That's how people make money. And so you're dangling with how people survive, how they feed themselves to feed your ego. Like I thought it was a little bit ridiculous at first, people crying about TikTok. But at the same time, if you worked really hard to build a platform and put your all into it, created all this content, which takes work, and then for it to be gone like that to feed this man's ego, no.
Yeah,
Like
now he brings it back, so you're grateful for him. Like this man started this, like
yes,
this.
he did this on purpose so he can swoop in and save the day for some TikTok. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Well, that's it for normal-ish, y'all, which is not so normal. I might call it some wild-ish because these are some crazy times. Yeah. All right, y'all. So last episode we talked about. So what was the name of those like AI generated profiles?
Mama Liv and
Mama Liv and Grandpa Brian, something like that.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
so. Yeah. So kind of piggybacking off of that, I was interested in Miss AI. So it's an AI beauty pageant. So look, I'm at the age where it's just like you gonna get what you gonna get. Not saying you give a poop, but look, as long as I look like I have shelter and what I'm wearing is clean, like that's what we gonna do, okay? But now beauty pageants. When I was younger, I used to be excited about watching beauty pageants. I even remember, was it Kenya Moore who was like the first Miss Black USA? I remember, like I used to like beauty pageants a lot. And now, again, technology sometimes is a thief of joy. Now beauty pageants aren't even beauty pageants anymore. So I wanted to talk about the Miss AI pageant. In 2024, the inaugural Miss AI beauty pageant was launched, marking the first competition exclusively featuring AI-generated personas. Organized by FanView as part of the World AI Creator Awards, which is the WAKAs? Okay. The event aimed to celebrate the creativity and technical skill behind digital influencer personas worldwide. So yeah, so someone was like, okay, we already don't have, strict requirements for what women should look like. Let's just compare them now to AI. Look, is AI gonna hold you at night? Look, maybe they will. I don't know.
I mean, the way the future is going, AI probably can't hold you at night.
Yeah, but my thing is, I just feel like these people, whether it's in the real realm or with AI, they'll be rejected either way. You're just horrible digitally, virtually. In real life, you're just a
Imagine
horrible
being
person.
rejected by AI.
AI. All right, my AI girl broke up with me. Am I the asshole? Yes, you are. All right, so I need your help a little bit. I wanted us to look at some of the contestants. It wasn't for this particular one, but just what some of these AI ladies look like, to see if we notice any like patterns or trends.
The first one.
Okay, does she have a name? It says Amy.
So this is I think this is the first one. So let's go down to, I think that's like the cover image. So this one is this is AI. I don't know who she is. So this is one of them.
Now she looks real.
She does. This is Lalina, is a French AI avatar. Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
She looks very real. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this is
Really
creepy.
real. This one kind of it seemed a little whimsical and kind of fake, but it seems real too.
Yeah.
This is Ayana Rainbow. She promotes LGBTQ rights on her page.
Okay,
Ayana,
I'm a rainbow.
this is gonna come for you, Ayana, because anything LGBTQ. I love her hair, by the way.
I like her hair.
I was trying to get a hairstyle like that, but the stylist told me $500, and I was like, no
Oops,
thanks.
absolutely not. We just gonna get a little rainbow wig or something. Call it a day.
This is Ayla. What's with all these A
Isla
names?
Lou,
From
yeah, it's
Brazil.
from Brazil. Now, okay, that's interesting that she's a darker woman that they have representing Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Brazil has a huge Afro.
Yes, I think it's like the second largest like black population or something like that. So that's like Africa. Oh, we got in space. Oh, okay.
AI generated image, Asina Leak.
League? Where is that from?
She posts several photos playing different types of sport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
She looks like two, I don't know. This is Eliza Khan. She describes it as Bangladesh's first AI influencer.
Wow. She's pretty.
Yeah. This is Kenza Layli. It's from Morocco. Okay.
Now, I think she's the one that won.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Those eyebrows, though. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's a decision. That's a choice.
All right. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay.
This
Yeah.
is Zara. She also has a blog. I was counting her fingers. Her fingers look really weird. That
Yeah,
looks like
because sometimes with AI, the hands or the fingers are weird, right?
it looks like someone took a plastic can and just like popped it in there. This is Anne. She advocates for cleaning the oceans. And that's it.
They couldn't make Anne like an oceanographer or like
Yeah, so
yeah. So what did you
well,
think of the AI beauty pageant? I don't know if they were the specific contestants, but
I mean, how did they do it? Like, I mean, how does it go exactly? Are we just looking at pictures of these women? Like, who were the judges? How did they judge? Are they judging based on pictures?
okay. So this says that the competition attracted over 1,500 automated applicants with 10 finalists selected for the final round. These AI generated contestants were evaluated based on beauty, technical proficiency, and social media influence. Notably, the judging panel included both human and AI generated judges, reflecting the event's innovative approach.
We were just moving towards like I think we're paving the way so that artificial intelligence can live side by side with us. Like,
wow.
they're like little things, but like this could be significant in another 15 years. Like, imagine if they could do what is that when they have like the holograms, right? Like they could
Oh
probably have
yeah.
they'll walk down an actual stage and they'll have their own voice and they'll be able to like answer, questions.
Like how do you influence as an AI generated like influencer? I don't understand.
I mean, influencers just mean your ability to like sell people stuff, right?
Yeah, but
Like you're selling a product, like all these like, we talk about these influencers. They're like, oh my God, you can buy this. Like they have these followers that they can tell to do stuff, tell to buy stuff, or like, tell them how to think. Like I don't know. So it's being an influencer is not really deep.
No, but I mean, back in the day, I can't believe I'm saying this. Back in the day, like influencers, you were part of what sells is your influence. So you have to generate like a parasocial relationship. You have to be engaging, have certain kind of charisma or beauty or something to sell this product. And so that's it. It takes a certain amount of work.
It does, but remember when we talked about our last podcast when we talked about there were those two influencers who made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
They represented these brands, like, so it doesn't really, you can be like, you can be engaging, like, and people are only seeing you in like mini
Snapshots.
in snapshots, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's a more sophisticated way of saying this stuff, but I just don't think these days to be an influencer, if you're pretty, right? Like you have to make people want what you have. Like you have to portray a lifestyle that's going to say, "I want that." With if you're using AI, or even if you're not, it doesn't take a lot for people to. That's all social media is, right? You're looking at other people's lives, wishing you could have what they have, wishing like, and you try to emulate that.
But so do you realize how deep the brainwashing has to be, right? For you to be influenced by an AI woman, right? Who can't use the product in real life that she's influencing.
People
You
don't.
have to take your physical money, well, physical, whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have to, like, you can't use a skin cream based off of an AI. The AI doesn't use skin cream. So how are you allowing yourself to be influenced by something that won't even be able to experience like what you've experienced? I'm saying it incorrectly,
I know what you're trying to say,
but
but
it's
that's
wild to me.
like so you have these movie stars, you have like these actors and actresses, they're promoting these credit cards that give you points. I'm like, you don't need points.
No points.
You don't need
They
points.
got points for a black card.
You don't need points. Or you're advertising a Hyundai. You're not driving a Hyundai.
Facts.
Okay? So that's always been the case. People have always advertised things that they probably won't use themselves. That's nothing new. And we know that on a
We do. We know that on a more than subconscious level.
yeah, but we don't care. Like we want it. Like this person is pretty and they're luring us in, and then we spend all day going like this, like this, like this. Like our brain cells are fried.
Yeah.
Like it is so easy to manipulate all
Yes,
of
I
this.
definitely bought some things off of Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. I am.
I've heard so many horror stories.
So far, it's been okay, but
Yeah.
I've definitely ordered some stuff off of Instagram. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it's just if you don't think people have social skills now, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. Let's see the last thing that they say. They said the title of the first Miss AI was awarded to Kenza Layli, a virtual influencer from Morocco. So that was the last one. Created by Miriam Bessa, Kenza Layli impressed judges with her digital presence and engagement, securing the top position among the finalists.
Mm-hmm.
The emergence of AI beauty pageants has sparked discussions about the evolving standards of beauty and the role of artificial intelligence in shaping them. Critics express concerns that AI-driven beauty standards may promote hyper-perfectionism and reinforce unrealistic ideals, potentially distancing society from natural human beauty. These developments raise important ethical considerations for the beauty industry and society at large. Well, now you have all these criticism after this has been done. Women already have it hard enough in terms of filters and stuff to suck you in and acting like plastic surgery is just nothing and just all this stuff to make us look a certain way. And at the end of the night, hopefully, I don't know what you take off or whatever, but You're with yourself at the end of the night. You can't keep this up. You're not a walking TikTok page. You're not a walking Instagram reel. It's just not.
But people want to be.
People have to see you in like in real life, and just the distorted visions that we have are images of what women should look like, because women are cutting up their face, cutting up their beautiful faces, and something in their brain says, oh, this looks okay because after you put on all this makeup, after your face is all botched, you put on this makeup, you put on a filter, but then when we see you in real life, this looks crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, authenticity is gone. Like we are just not. Like we're just. Social media made it so that like we don't portray our true self.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just. It's that. I mean, I wonder if that's why people can just say all sorts of craziness that they do. Like when you go, like this is not.
Where's your decorum? This is not how it works.
There's no shame. Like there's like we'll share like anything, and like it's just like this. It's almost like what you portray online is just it's separated from like. You know what I mean? Like it's like once you get in front of that screen, like you just become this like whole new person.
And it's wild because again, these parasocial relationships that like you think you have a bond with these people. And sometimes you do. As someone who I like to share my experiences on social media, and I've found that it's been a small amount of people. It's been pretty dope for me. I like sharing my trips or things that I eat or whatever. But I don't think it's ever been to the point where it's like it's so vastly different, but there's people out there where it's just like like who are you? Who are you? And then after a while, especially if you're in the public eye a lot, you get dehumanized.
Mm-hmm.
You're just an object. Just entertain me. Nothing else. Fuck how you feel. Fuck what's happening to you. Like entertain me. I need a dopamine rush just because my life is dull and boring and I hate it. It's just it's very icky and parasitic and gross. Yeah. And at a time where we should be trying to we need to join together at this point. All of us are being impacted by everything. And some of us, more bullets are hitting us than others, but we need to come together.
There is no. Well, anyway, there's an asteroid is going to hit Earth potentially in 2032. I think we talked about it. Like it was supposed to bypass us, but now scientists are saying, no, we can't rule out.
And it may hit us. All right, so
impact.
We talked about the rich people bunkers, right? So one of us needs to find some rich people to get into a bunker, okay? Because
no, we need to know like wealthy people, like
not rich, wealthy people.
Wealthy people.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So that's it for the AI beauty pageant. I'm disturbed but not surprised. And I wonder, just in terms of the women that were submitted, I'm sure they were all no larger than a size 4, and most of them were fair-skinned with longer hair. I'm sure if they did some kind of study, like features or whatever, they'd all have like the same facial symmetry or whatever.
The golden ratio that they talk about.
Yes. So I'd be interested if they actually did some kind of study on the submissions. Yeah. And how much those submissions actually reflect what the people look like from that region.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's it for that.
We have a section called the conspiracy corner. But for today's, what I'm going to talk about today, it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's not. It's real life. And it's from an article in The Conversation titled Brain monitoring may be the future of work. How its use could improve employee performance or worsen discrimination. It's always worse. When it says or worsen, it's like, It's always that one. So apparently, companies are not satisfied with robots just taking over our jobs. They've decided to hack the humans who are still employed. Um, we're going to talk about neuroergonomics. So, according to the article in the conversation, neuroergonomics is the study of human behavior while carrying out real world activities, including in the workplace. It involves recording a person's brain activity in different situations or while completing certain tasks to optimize cognitive performance. For example, neuroergonomics, I can't monitor employees as they learn new material to determine when they have mastered it. It could also help monitor fatigue in employees and roles that require optimum vigilance and determine when they need to be relieved. Until now, research in neuroergonomics could only be conducted in highly controlled clinical lab environments using invasive procedures. But engineering advances now make this work possible in real-world settings with non-invasive wearable devices. The market for this neurotechnology, defined as any technology that interfaces with the nervous system, is predicted to grow to 21 billion by 2026. Okay?
Wow.
And is poised to shape the daily life of workers for many industries in the years ahead. So, TLDR, your boss can now know when you're zoning out in that Zoom meeting, when you're mentally checked out after lunch, if you quit, or maybe you're just napping. So it will be able to see all of that. And on the surface, they gaslight you, right? They make you be like, oh, it's to help workers, right? Especially like if you're in the medical field, right? If you're, for a doctor or a nurse that's experiencing fatigue, that's not someone he wants operating on a person. Neuroergonomics promises to optimize our cognitive performance, monitor fatigue, and even stimulate our brains to work better and faster. So imagine.
No.
Imagine your brain is zapped mid-task to boost activity.
What? Oh my goodness.
You not like mind control while at work? No.
So like a cattle prod for your brain, like.
Well, it's something that you're wearing. It's wearable, so they could probably like send a little zap, and it's like,
like electrodes, like.
Girl, I don't know. But like this sounds. I haven't watched a lot of Black Mirror, but this sounds like the plot of something from Black Mirror. You know. And now we know Black Mirror is just it's a documentary. It's and it just feels like we're sliding deeper into this dystopian future where now your brain isn't even yours anymore. Companies can collect data on how you react under stress, how fast you process information, again, how tired you are. And it sounds so innocent, but they could probably use it to decide who gets promoted, who gets fired. Like, oh, you know what? Her brain has not been as active, like this is sluggish. I think we should fire her.
What Divergent, okay? My brain, looky here, okay? All I hear is Squabble Up by Kendrick Lamar in my head all the time, okay? I definitely.
I know, right? Oh my God.
Girl, I'm trying to relax. I'm like, Squabble Up. Like, who would? I don't want my boss knowing that. This is.
It won't be able to yet. It won't be able to hear that, but maybe you're doing a little. I don't know. Maybe there's a part of your brain that as you're listening to music or you're like bopping.
Yeah, I'm sure they gonna see it lighten up. Like, why?
This is not fun. We need to have a conversation.
Yes, you're just having too much fun in your head.
Yeah,
isn't that crazy?
I don't know. Is brain data covered under HIPAA? Is that like it's not technically medical data? So are we gonna have like brain rights activists? Like I don't know. Like what? Like I just
brain rights activists.
It's like
okay, so you gather this information, right? But it doesn't really seem like, okay, we have this information. What can we do to improve the work environment? So maybe you're not so fatigued. It's like we're mapping when you're tired so we can cattle prod your brain with the electrodes to keep going.
That's what we're gonna do. Like we're not gonna make it like you've been working too hard. Let's take a break. No, they're not gonna say that. They're gonna be like, how can we get maximum output? And ethical, some of the ethical questions. I mean, they're endless, but can you be forced to wear these devices? What happens if you refuse? Will declining participate you as less committed? Like if you're the one that's like, I don't know about that. Like, are you gonna? Can they fire you? Like, I don't know. And I mean, we're
being insubordinate that way, not.
Mm-hmm. It's funny how like we always say how we're always like looking down at China and talking shit about China because they're a surveillance state. We are like we have all of the ingredients. We've already. I mean, I mentioned this earlier. Like we are a surveillance state.
Yes, it's surveillance-ish. It's happening. It's happening.
Surveillance-ish. I think they're taking baby steps. Right. Before we get to, they don't want to like just because you don't want to just like push it all at once. You just take these like tiny like little baby steps, and then you get there. So I don't know. Or if they're some of these devices can pick up early signs of neurological diseases. So if it does do that, can you be denied opportunities, or can it increase your insurance rates?
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's so much, and I don't think it's about optimizing work. Like I think
absolutely not. It's like some weird like employment eugenics. It's just like kick out the the ones whose brains work differently, who are at optimal productivity, and then the ones that are doing the work catapult their asses even when they're tired. Like it's really it gives me the ick. So like it's really gross.
Yeah, they're trying to control our mind, and employers already have these employee monitoring apps that are already invasive, right? Now you're going to add this onto. I think they're constantly trying to find ways to control us as much as possible, to get the most out of us, right? To squeeze us dry.
Yep.
It's all about output. Like, how much can we get from this person? And there are a lot of companies out there obsessed with hacking our brains. There are a lot of these startups, like supervillain Elon Musk's his Neuralink. It's like our brain is like the last frontier. They send us these ads. They tell us to buy this, buy that. It's subliminal and not so subliminal messages. And I think the ultimate coup would be if they could just feed that data directly into your brain.
Just directly into your brain. It's gonna happen.
There's research into how to beam advertisements into your brain while you're dreaming. Like, is it Coors or Budweiser? Like, they're looking into research for that to like just make you think of beer. This doesn't bode well for us, and there's precedent that shows us that this stuff can be abused, and it will be abused.
It will be.
This will be my last point, but there was a CIA mind control program called MK Ultra that ran from the early 1950s to the 1970s. This was a conspiracy theory until it wasn't. It was just a conspiracy. And the goal was to develop techniques for brainwashing, psychological torture, behavioral manipulation, all in the name of national security. They use, they use like LSD, they use like other techniques that were just very unethical. And many of the participants didn't even know what was happening. And while the program was technically shut down in 1973 because Congress started sniffing around, because this was Defense Department, and for some reason Congress really don't know what they do. So a lot of the evidence was destroyed, and only fragments of the program came to light during the Church Committee hearings in the mid 1970s. The public was shocked. No one really faced consequences, and then we forgot about it. So when you hear about these modern day brain monitoring tech, like this neural ergonomics or Neuralink, it's not that far-fetched to wonder, are we walking willingly into this high-tech version of MK Ultra? Now you have like the best in technology, and the Defense Department loves stuff like this, it seems. So yeah, this is some like these are the things that
look. So I'm not going to encourage people to do the drugs. I'm not going to do that. However, you might need to take a shroom or two just to help you make some things kind of, I want to do ayahuasca eventually.
I want to do it, but I want to I need to get it from someone trustful.
You need a safe space, and it's
Safe
best to
space.
do it in nature. Make sure you have water and certain snacks. There's a safe space to do it. I did not do it in a safe space, okay? And it was my space, but it was not safe. But for a while, I was jamming to Al Green with all the colors. It was great. It was great. Yes, but I would want to
You didn't
try
see
out.
any magical elves? I hear people see magical elves.
I did not see any magical elves, but it definitely was like, I felt like, what is it? It was a little bit outer body. Like, I felt like I was watching myself, like jamming to like Al Green, but then it took like a dark turn. But I'm here, so that's all that matters. But I really want to try ayahuasca because that's supposed to be some whole other dimension stuff. But
I listened to this guy, Terrence McKenna, like he's deceased, but he talks about that, and he is a believer in that stuff, in shrooms, and how it just opens up your mind to all this stuff.
So I'm scared of it, but at the same time, I need to make sense of like what's going on.
Open that third eye.
Open that third eye, girl. Just maybe not all the way open, just a little wink, just a little.
I just think there's so much happening that we have no, and it's like happening like right underneath our noses, and we just have no idea.
And you know what it is, Soph? We are limited in our evil capabilities, right? And so you think, oh, this could possibly happen, like these awful things, but there's people that are so depraved that our mind doesn't even go to like, how else can you control? What?
No, I was like, yeah.
Like there's some things that that exist, I probably wouldn't even think about, because that's just not how we operate.
There's a program called it was Project Stargate from the Monroe Institute. I'm starting to look into it, but it's like remote viewing. Like they're like these like psychics or people with these abilities that they can view places that they've never been. Like they could tell you what's there and all of that. I'm just like, this was like through the government. Like, so the government is looking, like the governments have like psychics on deck. Like they are invested.
I think that might need to be a topic. So now I'm a little bit interested in that.
Okay. All right. So maybe next time we'll talk about all the woo-woo stuff that our government is into. Some of it
they definitely are. Okay. They be burning. Well, burning sage is supposed to be a good thing, but they definitely, whatever demons burn, souls, hearts, I don't know, that's what they do, because these people have a pact with evil. I'm convinced. That was interesting, and scary at the same time.
It's always scary, girl. There are so many ways it can end.
Yes. Ciao.
They're going to take over our minds, and it's going to work and consume. Work and consume. That's what they want from the human race. They like
pretty much
powerful, rich people. They want you to work, and they want you to consume.
Yes. Wow.
You're going to build a product and then buy the product. That is all you're good for.
Well, if anyone wants to harvest anything from my mind, good luck. Okay, because it's a whoo. There's a whole lot going on in there. So good luck with that. My mind would be good for, maybe some kind of like acid trip. That's what my mind would be like, an acid trip. There's a lot going on in there. Yes. All right. So, is that it, Soph?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was hella interesting. All right, y'all. So now it's time for Shady Astrology, where I get in that zodiac's ass now. Fuck Aquarians, okay? I'm already starting off the bat, okay? Just fuck Aquarians.
Came in strong.
I just had to get that out.
I say this episode is rated extra E.
And again, Aquarius is in my chart, so I'm a self-hater. All right. So Aquarius, the dates are from January 20th to February 18th. They are an air sign, and the symbol is the water bearer. And some notable celebrities: Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, Abraham Lincoln, Charles Darwin, Shakira, Kelly Rowland, and Harry Styles. So we got some interesting people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Positive traits: they're easygoing, independent, humanitarians, creative. Um, they're honest, unique, and unconventional. Okay. Negative traits. Whoo, child. I only put a few, okay, because there's a rant in my heart. I'm sure there's a rant of the rant. Whoo, child. They're aloof, pessimistic, emotionally distant. You hear that? Emotionally distant.
I'm sorry, can you tell the dates again?
It's January 20th to February 18th.
Oh, that's Mateus, my son.
Oh, well, that not the emotional part, but the creativity and unique.
Mm-hmm.
I see it in Mateus. All right, so emotionally distant, stubborn, and rebellious. All right. Aquarius, the zodiac's rebellious little alien floating through life like they were dropped off in Earth as an intergalactic exchange student. You ever tried a serious conversation with an Aquarius? Good luck. They're either zoning out into another dimension or hitting you with some cryptic wisdom that sounds profound but means absolutely nothing. Whoo, I can attest. Oh, like we might have to get a Patreon. Maybe some more people get a Patreon, okay? Because, child, some of them are tripped with no luggage, okay? Just awful poetry I had to sit through. Oh God. Sorry, it's just flashbacks. I'm gonna get through this. They swear they're emotionally detached, but let that one random person from Twitter ghost them, and suddenly they're plotting philosophical heartbreak quotes like a misunderstood poet. Ooh, misunderstood poet, bad poet, awful poet. Just the poetry. It was awful. They pride themselves on being different and unique, but half of them are just running the same "I'm not like the other girls" guys software update. And don't even try to argue with an Aquarius. Debating them is like trying to explain taxes to a cat. They'll just smirk, hit you with a agree to disagree, and levitate away like they just won the Nobel Prize.
Oh my God.
Okay. And don't get me started on their love lives. This is where the trauma comes in, all right? Commitment. An Aquarius will ghost you while texting you just to prove they live by their own rules. And this is true, okay? I definitely dealt with this guy from Harlem. First of all, that's just
Harlem.
Quadruple negative. Like Harlem people just do too much.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was supposed to meet him at Harlem Tavern, to meet up or whatever. And so I have this thing where I text you before I leave because I've been stood up or whatever so many times, right? And so if I don't hear from you, then I'm not putting on pants and going anywhere. I'm staying my ass home. So I text him, did not receive a response. And then I was like, all right, I guess that's that. I look on IG, on his IG stories, and he's at Harlem Tavern. Okay. I don't know if it was a woman or not, but someone was filming him because it was sitting across from him. Beach.
So he never got back to you, but still went to the place you were. So how about if you showed up?
Girl, so that just means the universe spared me for some mess, first of all, because I was messy as hell, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, this man told
he never you like, oh, hey, where you at? I'm at Harlem Tavern.
No, like
went to
go someone, then post online the date that you were supposed to be. Who does? Aquarians do that. Okay. Ooh,
what's wrong with people?
So flake. You don't even know. Ooh, I might have to burn some sage, child. You don't even know. You don't even know. Absolutely not. Ooh, baby. They will do things purposely. like in awkward places, and your soul is seething. But I'm a Capricorn with constitution and pride. Okay, you're not gonna see me crying and slipping or whatever. But they'll do things to elicit certain reactions, and then it's on to you not to give them the reaction that they want. Bitch, I'm an Aquarius too. We're not gonna play these games. Woo, ciao. Sorry. I got off track, girl. I got off track. Yes. Anyway, they want deep intellectual connections, but their version of flirting is sending you a conspiracy theory at 3 a.m. and expecting you to keep up. That's very true. But hey, you gotta love them, even if they do disappear for weeks, only to return with a random fun fact about the origin of shoelaces like nothing happened. Fuck Aquarius.
Okay.
Yes. So that is it for
Your baby's not going to be like that.
No, I'm not saying that Matt is going to be that way. And also, there's other things in his chart, and he will be an evolved Aquarius. Okay, he will be evolved. These are low vibrational, unevolved Aquarians. They know who they are and they know how they roll. Make awesome friends, yes, but lovers.
Random.
Yeah.
I hate how there's these words that sneak into and then all of a sudden, like everyone is saying it, like low vibrational.
Yes. I think it was made popular because there was this woman who was some kind of like guru, I don't know, and she was at a barbecue, and another woman had a plate, but she piled her plate with a whole bunch of food, and she said she had a low vibrational plate because she had all the food on the plate. Yes, but sometimes you just have to call it how you see it. You just really absolutely not. Yeah. Well, that's it for Shady Astrology. On that note, thank you all for tuning in. If you like the vibe, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, y'all.